Alright, so here we want to solve this equation. On the left side we have 4 times in parentheses x plus 3 equals 2 times in parentheses 2x plus 8 minus 4. Alright, so whenever we solve equations, the first thing to do is always distribute through the parentheses, right? So that means anything that's in front of the parentheses, right, this is being multiplied by. So we want to multiply each term inside the parentheses by the 4. So on the left side, 4 times x is 4x. And then 4 times 3 gives us a 12. On the right side, right, we notice that we have a parentheses here, and there's a 2 in front. So we want to distribute the 2. Right, so 2 times 2x gives us 4x, and 2 times 8 gives us 16, and we still have the minus 4 here. Right, so we've done the first step, which is essentially getting rid of all the parentheses, right, by distributing through. Right, now we want to simplify each side as much as we can. Well, the left side is already simplified, right? We only have 2 terms here. Remember, we can't combine these, right? So we just left with 4x plus 12. And on the right side, we can certainly subtract, right, the 16 minus 4. So on the left, we have 4x plus 12. And on the right, we have 4x plus 12. Oh, wait a minute. What do you notice about this equation at this point here? We notice that both sides are exactly the same. Okay? Now we can sort of continue with the math here and see what happens, okay? But let's subtract the 4x to both sides. And wait a minute, 4x minus 4x cancels out, but it also cancels out on this side, right? So we're actually just left with what? 12 equals 12. Right? And same thing, right? We can subtract 12 to both sides. Okay? But what happens in that case? Okay? Well, 12 minus 12 is just 0, so what do we end up with? We end up with 0 equals 0. Right? So what does this mean? Right? It means that this equation, right, is actually what's known as an identity. It's known as an identity because both sides are actually just exactly the same thing. And now what does that mean in terms of the answer? In terms of the answer, this means that there are infinitely many solutions, right? All real numbers, any number that we select, okay, is going to be a solution here. Right? And hopefully this line tells you that, right? 4x plus 12 equals 4x plus 12. If you think about it, no matter what value of x we substitute in here, right, both sides will always be equal. Okay? So in an identity, the solution is all real numbers.